Bigger item than we expected.
I did not think that boat was coming out. Hi, Adam.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. This is Henry. I am back at Falls Creek for our not really annual, but sometimes annual, sometimes semi-annual cleanup dive. We're going to be hitting underneath this dock here. It looks like high tide today, so which is good news, because during high tide what happens is fresh water actually comes in and pushes all of the crap visibility higher up, so the water at the very, very bottom layer is actually fresher water effectively, and we have better visibility in that bottom layer. So yeah, we're gonna get in here. Clayton is gonna be with me. We got the city of Vancouver coming to help, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I'm gonna see what we can get today. So if you've seen my previous videos diving at Falls Creek, what we do is we have the city crew on the dock above me, and then they'll have a couple of ropes with clips on them to pull up the heavy items. We can't really use winches in this area because the seawall can't hold up the weight of a big truck. So the plan was to go down and have a quick pass over, like a flyby essentially, over this area along the dock and see what kind of stuff I'm looking at first, and also to not disturb visibility. So you can see here some industrial trash. That giant tangled ball of anchor rope and chain wasn't there last time we were here, but there were several of them further along in the bay, and I think that they must have somehow got dragged over. So I just picked up just a little thing here. I didn't know what was in it, but it was quite heavy. You'll find out at the end of the video what's in it. So now I'm going to go down. So this anchor ball intrigued me. We are going to try to get it out. So take the ball down, or take the rope down with a clip, and just found a random cable, clipped onto it. And then, of course, because I got to go back up to tell them to pull on the rope, might as well pick up a few things while I'm here. So there's a barbecue lighter. There's the first of the phones. It was really funny because thinking back now, I actually don't remember that I actually found many of these items. I don't actually recall picking up a second phone. It's so funny. I don't even remember getting that mask, to be honest with you. Don't know what that was, but you can see a whole bunch of trash. So handed up the garbage to the workers on the dock. So thank you very much for City of Vancouver to provide your crew. And then told the guys to start heaving on the rope. You can see here they're trying to pull that up. As it turned out, that was much, much too heavy for them to pull. So I had to go back down. And the idea was, well, what if I grabbed a different area and maybe we can kind of unthread or untangle this rope ball. I didn't really know like what part I could work with, right? Because you can see here visibility is very poor, and if I start to kind of untangle any of this, there's no way. I would just lose visibility quickly. The only way to really get this out is just to have like a massive, like a couple 1,000-pound crane and just lift it out in one shot. So found a random rope, tied an overhand knot in it, and then clipped the pole rope to that, and then swam around, see if I can find somebody else or something else to bring up with me. You see here, just kind of random bits and bobs. There's like lots of different trash. I have to be really careful on what I want to take with me and trying to make things productive, right? I'm not going to bring up tiny little things. If I see something big enough that I can lift up, spotted a shopping cart, mentally noted that because I'm going to need that later. Came up, handed off a few things, and told them to start pulling on the rope. And you can see them just absolutely giving it. Another crew coming over, trying to help. It did not work at all. Didn't want to budge. Was not anything that you could lift up by a human hand. So reset the rope, brought it over, and went for the shopping cart because I know that's going to come out. Clipped that off, swam around looking for a few things. There's another cell phone. And then I think I grabbed that. Is that the umbrella? That might be the umbrella. I think I came up with that. Handed that up to the crew. Oh, it was a shoe. That's what it was. And then kind of move back a little bit to watch them pull up the shopping cart. And there's Glenn on my left there, just getting into the water. This shopping cart actually came in really handy because this, as you can tell, it's not corroded at all. So this is very recently dumped in the ocean. They ended up using this cart to bring all this trash up to our staging area. Brought the rope down with me and clipped onto this little wagon here. And I swam around, found my first skateboard. I did not even remember that I brought the skateboard out. And you can see here lots of PVC pipe and random things down there. It's kind of, it's almost overwhelming. In fact, it is overwhelming because I'm looking around. There's another phone. I'm looking around trying to find something or to carry out for each ascend, but there's just so much stuff that it was a little bit overwhelming trying to decide what to bring up effectively. Handed up the trash to the guys, and then they pulled up the wagon, and off I went. I don't think I brought the rope with me this time. Yeah, I didn't. Basically, I'm just swimming around, see what else there is. If there is something they could pull up with the rope, then I'll go back and get it. There's a chair, and I think, yeah, so I'm on the back side of the dock now, more the inland side. So I went up and grabbed the rope, came down, and it just so happened this was either, I actually can't tell who it was just because it was such poor visibility. I could only see their dive light, but I could see that the other diver had a rope and a clip with him. So I just signaled that there's actually another shopping cart off to my left. Like, you should go over there and try to hook up to that. I think they understood. I have no idea who that was, actually. It was either Glenn or Adam. And then there's that shopping cart. It was completely buried. There's only about 2 or 3 inches of that shopping cart visible. And the other divers actually saw it as well, too. And everybody just said, there's no way that thing's coming out, at least without a winch. And even with a winch, you'll probably just break it apart. So sometimes they've been down there for so long, they're right off. So found a boat, this thing. One of the things that I do is I grab onto it to see, like, if I could actually shift it. And if I can't, and it's one of those things, oh man, like, I don't really, as you can see, there's no gunwale, there's nowhere for me to hold on to. And I really couldn't do anything with it. So I decided to just leave that alone. But Clayton and Adam, who ran into it after me, had other plans. So picked up some more random bits and bobs here, some looks like a paddle, some PVC piping. Hand that up, and then went back down for another pass to see what else I can find. The visibility is getting really bad now, as you can see. Like, I'm swimming along, and it actually ran into. This was Adam, and I didn't even know he was there, of course, and I just gently pushed him aside. He said that he later on he didn't know I was there either, but he just felt my hand gently push him out of my way. So there's my second skateboard. It's so funny, when I'm editing this video, I honestly did not remember getting those skateboards out, and nor did I remember getting that tire out. I actually thought Clayton got the tire, because I honestly didn't remember. So, oh, by the way, the dive site is roughly 18 feet in depth, so pretty shallow with the high tide. On the lowest possible tide is usually about 11 feet or so. So here we go, handing up the trash. It's actually a really good core workout trying to hold all that. Oh, so my glove popped off here. So just to give you an idea, I'm still having glove problems here. These are Marigo dive gloves that most tech divers use, and they're great if you do not touch anything, and absolutely horrible if you're trying to do trash removal. And all we do is just slip it over the cuff, and that. So obviously my right hand got wet. It popped off as I was coming up. For the last ascend, there was just so much air in my suit because I was trying to, because I was holding onto that tire. So there's so much air in my suit. When I held my hand up the trash, it ended up popping that glove off. So you can see them working to get that glove back on for me. Back down I go with a very wet right hand, or mildly wet. It wasn't fully flooded because it popped it off at the surface, but still not helpful. Had to use my compass to get my bearing to see which way I'm going and see what else I can get. I ran into the strap and I'm thinking, oh, I wonder how long this thing is. I hope it's not too long because I don't know what's on the other end. So I grabbed onto it in hopes of it not being snagged and ran into a prop. Grab that. Again, working on my core strength because now I got to hold all this stuff, including the prop, the strap, and all that. So handed that up and ended up doing a few more passes, getting a few more, a little bit more trash, but I think that's enough underwater footage for you guys, right? All right, moving on to the above land stuff. Well, folks, that was a fun dive. Not nearly as much garbage as I thought there would be, but pretty successful because we got a lot of trash out. Let me flip the camera around and show you what we got. Check out the pile. Okay, let's go through it here. Let's start from, I guess we'll start from this end. So, what is that? Like, I know it's an Indian thing, like a little statue, but what is the name of that? If you know, let us know. Comment below. So, a couple of chairs, a whole schwack of cell phones, some really, really old stuff here. Look at that. Like, that's such a weird little phone, right? A couple of car batteries, and then whatever, maybe a motorcycle battery. Parts of a shopping cart, some pylons, toolbox with nothing in it really, just the bag, fire extinguisher, got another TV, not as big as the one that Clayton found last year, some tools, dive knife, what looks like part of a table, looks like an amp speaker kind of deal, big chunks of glass. I got that out of the water, a whole bunch of shopping carts. For some reason there's a dead bird inside that thing, don't really know why that's there. I got 2 skateboards and some umbrella, some oars, got some bikes, a whole bunch of straps and so on, 1 tire, that looks like another battery there. Oh man, that smells good. Holy cow. And I think there's one more thing coming up. Oh, they did get the boat out. Oh my god. I did not think that boat was coming out.
I'm surprised they were able to get it out.
That had to be the free divers. It couldn't have been us. Oh my god. I literally said there's no way this thing is coming out.
He's told me that before. We have 2 other ways. So Alex decided to lift back to the front of it. I dropped to the bottom and like deadlifted it off just to get it off the suction. Then I took the rope and gave it to these guys and pulled it all the way from the out where it was out in the water. So
I literally said you need a crane for this. No. So there we go, that's the pile, we got a boat. Okay, I'm super stoked now because, I mean, visually this is such a good pile of garbage, right? Nice job, guys. Well, I'll end this video right here. It's a pretty successful dive with 2 free divers and 3 scuba divers. Thanks very much for Clayton for coming out and getting that boat out of the water. Thanks again for City of Vancouver for coming out and for Pacific Pilsner for sponsoring the video. And thanks very much for Lime Bikes to come out to help us as well, too.